So, two significant updates in the whole David Celeste case. It looks like everything is now being expedited. We are receiving healthy updates to this case in order to find justice for Celeste. And I'm happy that, we are on the right road now, because before it looked like we were going through some dead ends. I want to remind people that LAPD themselves stated that David wasn't a suspect. They weren't looking at him. And that is where the frustration came from. Not really, us not having patience for LAPD. It was more so that they were putting out very bizarre statements. Hey guys, it's Murali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where it's been reported, guys, that a second suspect is being questioned and basically being examined by the police. Reports named David as a suspect in Celeste Rivas' case, although no official documentation has come out to support this at press time. The LA Department and medical examiners have still not determined a cause of death, whose body was found in a Tesla. And now, as reported, LA homicide detectives have allegedly identified a second suspect in the death. However, as writing of this article, they have seemingly not revealed the identity to the public. The news comes via Mark Garagos on his podcast. According to Garagos, law enforcement believes the second suspect could be tied to Celeste Rivas' before, during and after her death. He also claimed that law enforcement linked to cell phone data, Tesla data and location data from social media is an impressive manner. To me, this is so interesting as somebody who's not from America, but why does TMZ have these exclusives? How is TMZ able to distribute an exclusive via a podcast on a murder investigation? This should be coming out via LAPD as a statement. I'm so confused because this would never happen in London. In the UK, when looking at murder investigations, you would never have a podcast in the UK distributing an exclusive source about what the police are looking at. You would just have the Metropolitan Police providing a statement to Sky News, to the BBC, and then they would obviously, reveal it, or the Metropolitan would do a press conference. I'm so confused as the fact that Mark Garagos on his podcast, Two Angry Men, said that, they're looking at a second suspect and they found a second suspect and they're talking to that person. I just find that it's just so bizarre to me, because why would I don't understand. But this obviously makes sense to me because, this was not somebody who, David, he didn't do it on his own. So there's going to be a second suspect, third suspect, fourth suspect. In order to get rid of a body or hide it for so long, take it to Santa Barbara and then return it, you need a team to do stuff like this. And I definitely believe David probably wanted the body back in some vicinity for some kind of weird reason, for some kind of freakishly weird reason where he can put it into his music and create more money from it and be more poetic about it with all this nonsense that he was doing. Outside of that, guys, TMZ again exclusively are revealing that, Celeste's body was actually found in a frozen state. So the cause of death is probably never going to be determined. This goes to show you the detail, the preparation, the planning, the examination, the conversations that happened between, I believe, allegedly David and the friends in order to get rid of this body. Celeste's body, guys, was found frozen. It looks like the LA County Medical Examiner will not be able to establish a cause of death. Sources directly connected to the investigation tell TMZ. According to those sources, the medical examiner received the body in horrendous condition. It was decapitated, and whilst the torso was intact, the limbs had actually been removed and cut into multiple pieces. Wow. We're told all of the body parts were partially frozen and had apparently been thawing out while sitting in the trunk of David's Tesla. I'm going to repeat that again for you guys. The limbs had been removed and cut into multiple pieces. Excuse me? And then they had to freeze the body. This is a minor we're talking about, guys. The limbs had been removed and cut into multiple pieces, like a minor. Wow. When the body was received by the ME's office, the initial determination was this was a apparent homicide, but our sources said the ME is now having trouble establishing an official manner or cause of death, and it will likely most be undetermined. Other sources connected to the investigation told TMZ the LAPD's robbery homicide division is viewing Celeste's death as a homicide, and even if the official cause of death is undetermined, they can still move forward with an arrest. They can move forward with an arrest, but will David go down for this? I don't know. Of course, it's more likely if they have more evidence, and but I feel like it can strengthen David's case via his lawyers to say that you guys can't determine the cause of death. Oh well, You know, therefore you can't really pin this on us. You can't pin this on him because, you know, it creates more murky waters. It just creates a better defense for David is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean that man is off the hook because you can't cause a determinant of death and the body was frozen. It was found in his car, for goodness sake. I don't know why this man is not even in custody, but he's not working with the police. He's not being cooperative. He's hiding out in Texas. Apparently he's left his stuff in LA. He's packed all his stuff up. He's moved away. He's given the home to his mother, the deed, and etc. I don't know what else screams guilty to me. The man, of course, you know, had a video of pulling a body from a trunk and etc. All of this sick, twisted, disgusting stuff, and now it shows that the body was frozen and left in Santa Barbara, but then taken out and then moved to, was it then frozen after it was removed? And how could they even freeze it? And then who was cutting the limbs? Like, this is only the beginning of this case. There's going to be a lot more updates now that LAPD are actually cooperating with the public, in my opinion, and putting out updates that I think are quite important instead of pointless statements. They stated that they weren't looking at him as a suspect. They didn't need to mention that. They didn't need to publicly say that. They didn't need to say anything. That confused us, created more murky waters, and was unnecessary as a statement. Why state that if he's now viewed as a suspect, but a month ago he wasn't? What changed? This is what my frustration is with LAPD. Not them taking time with a murder case. They take all the time you need. Don't be making these pointless statements about he wasn't a suspect and that you weren't looking at this as a homicide, but now suddenly, guys, this is now a homicide. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Whoever the second suspect is, I just can't believe that TMZ are the ones that are breaking the news. It's unprofessional in 7 different languages. It's like, it's like when I was in New York and like I would see advertisements on TV for medicine via influencers. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You would never see an influencer in London like saying, buy this medicine, it helps with my migraines. What are you talking about? Who are you to tell me as an influencer that I should buy medicine? You're not a doctor. You're not a chemist. You're not a pharmacist. Like, it's just weird. I just find it to be so weird. There's no way that 2 angry men, literally on their podcast, should be telling me about a new suspect. I want to hear from the investigators, detectives, point blank period. I know TMZ loves to do an exclusive, but I just find it to be annoying. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just 1 click to subscribe. That's all you guys have to do. It goes a long way. Another 2 significant updates that came out yesterday on this conversation of Celeste, and I'm just so sorry. I feel like everybody around her failed her to the point where her limbs were cut off and frozen and left in a damn trunk of a car and dragged from one state to another, like from one place to another. Sorry, everybody failed Celeste. Every single person around her failed her. The family, just everybody. Like, what can you do? Like, everybody just failed her. Very, very sad, guys. Very sad.